Guess who killed him?
United States.
Guess who? What president?
I'm not too sure. I don't
Which
remember.
one we was waiting on?
Obama. That's why you said what you said earlier about it don't matter who in the seat. It's always gonna be the same thing.
Watch this, man.
Shit is same. It's super deep, dog. Like when you really go through that like that rabbit hole and you start digging and start researching and really tapping in, you get to a point where you just start realizing all this shit fake. All this shit fake, dog.
Remember how I said that number was 1 million? This is straight on Google. You can go look it up yourself. Libyan leader Muammar Gaddafi pledged 1 billion in 1996 to the Nation of Islam, NOI, and Louis Farrakhan to benefit African Americans, funding businesses, schools, and farms. But the U.S. Treasury Department blocked the transfer due to sanctions against Libya for supporting terrorism. Everybody, including Europeans that identify themselves as white and are U.S. citizens, y'all are already paying attention to the foolery of your own government. So I don't think I gotta get into the whole war on terrorism thing and the whole war on drugs thing. If drugs didn't want to be inside this country, they wouldn't be inside this country. We were slaves, right? We were slaves, right?
Ronald Reagan.
Ronald Reagan. We were slaves, right? We ain't had no boats and shit, right? How the hell we get guns in the neighborhood?
They planted them.
Ronald Reagan.
How the drugs get into the community?
They planted them.
How the drugs get into the community?
They planted them.
Ronald Reagan. Come on, man. Bro, and this is the thing. Like, they put one person in the front. It ain't even just Ronald Reagan. The system, period, gang. United States government, bro. If they didn't want that to happen, they would have cleaned it up once Ronald Reagan got up out of office. This is prisoner of war treatment.
So they use this as a fall guy.
They
use this as a fall guy.
Us?
Yes.
Nah, they're using us as a stepping ladder. Like, put it like this: if we wasn't here, they'd be done. Since we are here, they're elevating and they're the strongest.
By taking from us.
No, they're not taking nothing from us. We're willingly giving. What are they taking at this point?
I'm saying in the sense of this.
Before they was taken, but right now we're willingly giving.
Like if Malcolm X and Martin Luther King came back and was here, they'll be seeing what's going on after everything they done fought for. Blood, sweat, and tears. Blood, sweat, and tears. All these liberators, these high people done died.
Hey,
trying to make us become better. And
I don't know.
Still stuck right now.
I don't know if y'all heard that MLK saying, but he said, you know, he feel bad for integrating his people into a burning house.
I remember that.
That integration is us inside this United States government. Our people was not trying to integrate. Like, we were trying to create a whole bunch of Wall Streets.
Like Black Wall Street.
Yeah, but Wall Street wasn't even the first one. And you didn't even have to say Black Wall Street, bro. Like, we keep putting black in front of things, don't know what we're doing to ourselves, bro. Like, the whole argument that we're the original Jews, right? Everybody knows that we are indeed the original Jews, right? But let's get into the breakdown, right? First question that I would have for Ashkenazi Jews is short for Judah, right? So if you're from the tribe of Judah, there's supposed to be 11 other tribes to complete 12. Who are the other 11? Because I know the Israelites can break down the whole 12. They'd be like Haitians, Levites, Benjamins. Then they'd be like African Americans, Judah, even though there's no such thing as African Americans. Like Europeans don't say they're European Americans. Asians don't say that, you know what I'm saying? But we're African Americans. and we supposed to say we're African Americans because we all came from Africa, right? Well, how come our brothers and sisters in Haiti or Jamaica don't call themselves African Americans? How come they call themselves names that attach themselves to the landmass?
You know what's crazy as hell? How you the moment you said that, I thought about applications, and when you look on the application and how it has everything, we literally are the only one. That's crazy, dog.
But guess what? Still an option at the bottom of all of the things that you can check off. But we think we gotta check off African Americans. We think that's what we are. That other is there for a definite reason. What are you self-identifying as? You just said you yourself is this. You ain't nobody put a gun to their head and say check off African American. And this is my problem with black. We don't allow nobody to call us niggas, Negroes with the whole accent taken off. But what is black? We don't allow people to call us black, or we don't allow people to call us niggas. But if I was to go into a Spanish market today, black beans is called negro beans. Negro without the accent is Negro. So we say, hey man, don't call me Negro, but you can call me black. And then here go them, hey man, y'all ain't niggas no more. Y'all are blacks. And we over there screaming, we black and we proud. We black. I'm a nigga and I'm proud. Is what you're saying. That's translation. We gotta stop playing this color game, bro.
I think the only reason we do that is because we feel like not even that we earned that word. It's not a word to earn, but what went behind that word to turn it in what it is.
I don't think that's what it is. I think that's like that's a sweet thing to say. Feel me? But I think our people just don't have nothing to be proud of when it comes to heritage. So that black and I'm proud gave us our first feeling of belonging and being proud of something because of the work that was put in. But those people who put in that work was not black people. That is a new name placed on their children. So we're not black and we're proud. And everybody who's saying we're black and we're proud is doing their ancestors a dishonor. Why? Because you dropped what they were to pick up what these Europeans said you was.
That makes sense.
You dropped your tribe. You dropped your tribe and became something else. So a lot of people that be like, well, what about the white Jews? Same thing with American. 1828 Black Law definition of American, or Webster, is home of the copper color races found here by Europeans. Not brought here, found here. What does copper look like?
Brown.
So even though there's only one race, which is the human race, when they're talking about copper color races, they're talking about shades. Oh shit. Oh, what the fuck? So a bunch of brown people already been here? It says copper color races found here by Europeans, but now applied to the descendants of Europeans. Why would American be tied to a European descendant if you just said that there was a European? That's because the people who are Americans aren't identifying to be American anymore. We're screaming we're black and we're proud, and they're screaming that they're proud Americans. Do they say that they're proud white people, or do they say that they're proud Americans? They're claiming a landmass. We're claiming a color that takes ourselves from being a noun to a noun, which is a person, place, or thing, to a what? To a color. That's when you go to being 3/5 human. So all this conversation or all of this trouble that you see Europeans go through when they're flooding their own Capitol building, gang, this is not our fight. We're just becoming aware that we're being done dirty. Europeans already knew that they've been done dirty. You feel me? That's why they're not taking shit from their government. They know this shit ain't right. Our problem is while they're doing that, we're like, no, you're tripping. No, you're tripping. Nigga, this is their government. Let these folks do what they want to do with themselves. And while they're rebuilding, we need to be rebuilding. Because all that bloodshed that's happening right now, if them folks decide, like China, the China leader said, we ain't gonna shoot first, but we're not gonna let you shoot again.
Damn right.
You think you disqualified from that topic? Y'all think y'all safe. We're not doing nothing. You know how people be like, hey, if you're a real man, you need to separate yourself from the hooligans out here. If you're a real woman, you need to separate yourself from the hoes out here. If we not with this murderous ass government, we need to separate ourselves. We need to separate ourselves. 100%. And if we don't separate ourselves, we're gonna face problems. We want to kill with these folks, not necessarily. Even if we're not the ones killing, we want to stay up underneath this government when we know it ain't doing no good for us. We want to keep giving them this money, knowing what they doing with the money, killing all kind of folks, aiding it for war. That blood is on your hands, so you kill with them, you die with them. That's sad to say, but boy, if you ain't ready to die, separate.
I think people don't feel like they got no other home like outside of America.
We're not the ones who have anywhere to go. We're not the ones who have to leave. American is what? Home of the who?
They say home of the brave.
Home. That's their change. That's the finesse. What they say? This land is your land. This land is my land. That's a damn lie, homie. How is it yours if you're not from here, again?
You said again? How's it? Say it again?
How does the song go?
No,
this
no.
Land is your land.
Last part you said.
This land is mine.
No, you said how is it?
Stole from you.
What's the last part you just said?
Had you singing along with it.
Wait, what's the last part you just said? You said how is it?
Belong here.
How is? Oh,
we can't get deported. Okay. We believe we from somewhere else, and we can't get deported. Fam. You see how quick they is to deport motherfuckers? If you was able to get deported, your ass would have been gone, homie. First of all, they need you. Second of all, they want you. And second of all, you can't be deported. Even if they wanted to, they cannot legally do that. Legally they can. Lawfully they can. It was legal to have slaves. It wasn't lawful.
Let me ask you this real quick. What do you think about ICE and all the things that's being done inside of the United States?
I'm going to say one thing, and I'm going to keep it short and simple on that. We got the Second Amendment for a reason.
I got something to say. Yo, I got something, bro.
Hey, Dr. Dre, I got sadness.
Goodness, bro. Go ahead, dog. When I tell you, just messed my head up with that, bro. It's so crazy because it's like, okay, we was in slavery, right? And what they did for us to not be in slavery again, they fought for us.
No, they didn't. Some that fought were genuine Europeans. Like when you hear about all of the big separation is all whites didn't like us. Right. But then you start hearing that some whites had their homes open to runaway slaves. Yeah. First of all, how did a nigga know where to run to? Like this is like when I like stories be like fabricated, gang. If I ran away from a plantation and I just happened to found somebody that I gained trust with, to trust them as a white person and say, okay, I trust coming to your house to hide. You think I came back to the plantation to tell you which house to go to?
I see what he's saying.
Like they say that these things happen, but like a lot of these things during this time, you also had having slaves. But then when you read into it more, you're like, hold on, weren't the only slaves. You had, thank you, and they're the first ones. We can't even be slaves. We can be enslaved. Slaves is to be Slavic, which is to be German. We can be enslaved people.
You be reading dictionary a lot?
Yeah, and just like
so how you feel about Harriet Tubman's story?
I feel it. You feel me? And I think they just over soup. I just think they over like I feel like it was a lot of people like that. I think they just gave her story to like create. Okay, put it like this, right? She got the Underground Railroad, right?
Yeah.
How she know how to navigate if she's not from here? It's either she's really from here or the story ain't happened. It's either she's from here or the story ain't happened. You telling me you just took a folk from Florida to Virginia barefoot and then did it again?
I don't know here it's like story like that. So
The Florida and Virginia was like an example, but like that's literally an example. Can I right now, if I'm new here and I'm just enslaved, can I take you from Florida to Maryland?
No.
With no knowledge of nothing and keep doing it?
I mean, they say woman intuition strong.
It is. But it's a lot better when they already did it before. Like, you know what I'm saying?
I got you. I got you.
I'm just saying, bro.
It
like,
makes sense.
Bro, this all I'm saying, right? I believe the story happened. I just think it's been over superheroized, if that's even a word. And I think like we even over like popularized, and we even do it though because we want something to look at, like we want something to like out of the story of being the underdogs and bitches and getting whipped, and like it's good to hear something like that. Feel good to hear something like that. In. Yes. Okay. Just run with anything, fam.
So how about Black Panthers?
That was real. That was a real thing. That really happened. You feel what I'm saying? You got OGs that like, and that's not pimped up by them. If anything, you see how they killed Buddy?
Them boys is fighting.
No. Did you see the movie Judas and the Messiah?
Yeah.
Did you see how they walked in Fred Hampton room while he was drugged up by his own people doing? And then the police put the gun up to his girl belly. That child that was in that belly is alive right now today. He's a chairman of a Black Panther Party. Fred Hampton Jr. You feel what I'm saying? These are things that really happen. And in Philadelphia, they dropped a bomb on a movement. The movement group dropped a bomb on them folks. Guess what? Literally in 2020s, they found the remains of the little like one of the little babies. Why did the remains get took to a university? They study like bro, like y'all don't think this shit get that deep. No, if you're revolutionary and they kill you and they got your body, they trying to study your brain. What make this nigga like this? Is it the same reason why we had to stop asking for Muslims? Is this the same reason we had to stop Muslims from coming to plantations? Because they're giving a type of hope to people, you feel me? And like, no matter what I say about all religions, what I can say about Islam is outside of things that may have been changed, Islam has been a way of life. Like, that is an actual way of life. Like, the rituals, like, all of this stuff is a way of life for us. And that's right
the
now,
one book that never been altered. Straight from Allah, subhanahu wa ta'ala. So I got to say.
Feel me? Now you got the Torah as well. Now, I feel like it's a lot of truth in the Bibles, you feel me? But I just feel like you gotta have discernment, and you can't have discernment if you're not doing history to see what actually been changed. Like, for example, this is how my brain works. I started to realize, like, okay, the way I view the devil with this red guy, fiery tail, and all of this shit, or like a underworld setting, comes from Hades. Like Zeus, Hades, like all of these Greek mythology, Roman mythology, the idea of Satan, which you view Satan as in your head, comes from Greek mythology. You think that's where that ended at?
No.
So then my question is, okay, if Christianity comes from Judaism, was there a red fiery devil in Judaism? It wasn't. So now I'm like, okay, obviously that's something that was added. You feel me? Why was it added though? When you look into European cultures back in the time, there wasn't one Lord, like Jesus is called Lord or God is called Lord, a king was identified as a Lord, right? Or a savior, right? And they had say so in a lot of shit. That's why a lot of people read things from one of the rulers, like, for example, King James. That was somebody's king, homie. You feel me? You supposed to have, you know what I'm saying? They be like, Jesus is kings of kings, lords of lords.
Yeah.
But you're reading a version of your king through the lens of another king that wanted you to see life the way that he wanted to. And if you don't think that that's true, just look at how kings and queens altered regular day-to-day
You
life.
fucking, that analogy is beautiful. You snap, dog. That was great, yo. I had to think about that. I'm like, damn, that shit make a lot of sense what you saying, dog.
It's just like
Damn.
we be just overthinking this shit. Like a lot of the shit is basic. What language did we speak before we spoke English? Heavy on the tongue of Arabic and Aramaic. I'm gonna ask y'all a question. When Christopher Columbus came here, he set sail with a translator. What did that translator speak? And what else? Hebrew. Why? Whoever you expected to encounter, you knew spoke what? That's because the world was very largely Islamic because of Moors. Doesn't mean every Moor was practicing Islam, but even back then, Islam wasn't what it is today.
Let the people know what a Moor is.
A Moor, okay, I'm gonna say it like this before we even get to what a Moor is. You heard about Christopher Columbus setting sail to sea. Those same translators we just spoke about was a Moor. He set sail to sea with Moors. And Moors during this time is known to be the best seafarers. Moors are dark-skinned people. Also, earlier when we were talking about Dark Ages and people being brought out of the Dark Ages, who brought Europeans out of the Dark Ages? Who introduced them to spices and baths and how to read, write, and take baths? You know what I'm saying? It was Moors. I'm going to say this. Moors are known to be the best seafarers, right? You had plenty Moors on your boat.